Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host. And today we have the one, the only Charla Frost joining us on the show. And we are here to talk about the launch of her newest book in the Frogville series, Frogville Quest for a King. And I'm going to have her on here in just a second. But do me a favor, if you would, and let's share this out to everybody. Stop what you're doing, click the share button, and let's get this out to everyone. And we'll see you in just a second. All right, we are back. Let me bring Charla on. Charla, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ken.
It's great to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm grateful to have you on here. So, we're here today to talk about the launch of your newest book, Frogville Quest for a King,
Yep.
which is the fifth book in the Frogville series, which is really, really exciting. Charlotte, you have, first off, your brain is like the way you write. I mean, I see these you call them missives that you put out about every week across all social media, and it's just incredible how deep of a thinker you are and that you can actually put it into words. It's amazing. So talk a little bit about like where the idea for Frogville came from. Tell everybody a little bit about where you're from and how it all came about.
All right. Let me start with the who am I and where did I come from. I
Yes.
grew up on a cattle ranch in Frogville, Oklahoma. And I tell people, because it's true, we were 13 miles from a loaf of bread. Our closest neighbor was my aunt and uncle who lived a quarter of a mile away. And so growing up, we were really very remote, and I loved to read. So that was the sort of the springboard for my interest in fairy tales and fantasy. But after living on the ranch and riding the school bus for 12 years, I am not someone who loved riding the school bus, by the way, should anyone ask. Uh,
Yeah.
but I went to college. I was an English and speech major, and I worked on the school newspaper, which I loved. That was probably my favorite job ever, except, of course, that doesn't pay any money. So I was a college debater and went to law school, and I spent more than 35 years as a trial lawyer. And then I woke up one morning and thought, I don't have to do this anymore. So I don't. I don't go to trial anymore. But because I now had free time, I went back to writing. And during COVID, since you couldn't do anything else, I got started writing, and I worked with someone who helped me with the first book, very talented Ruby Fink, by the way, who is a recognized children's author on her own right. And that got me started. And once I got started, uh, you know, once the kids are on the road, you got to figure out what to do with them and how to get them home. So we are in book 5, and my protagonist, Lily Pad Lotus Dillweed, also known as Lily, um, is on her way to the kingdom of Blois, which is, by the way, a historic kingdom. I actually do my research. And she's got to go save her brother. He's in jail. So I think lots of people can they can associate the concepts of getting somebody out of jail, but Lily has to go save her brother. So that's what we're doing in Quest for a King.
When let's go back, because for just for and I want everybody watching listen, and I see Zena's comment up on the screen, and I have no idea how to make it go away, so it's just going to stay there until somebody else comments. I don't know why it just automatically appeared, but that's kind of cool. But talk about you know, there's 5 books so far in the series. Number 6 is coming soon, and then we have a number 7 coming. But what in the world? I mean, because you wrote another book that is, there's Jill. You wrote another book that is not based on Frogville, or any. It's not fiction, it's a nonfiction book. Talk about what got you started in it. What was the passion behind writing the very first Frogville book?
Well, the first book that I wrote was Power at the Table, and that is a business development book. And I'm actually working on Power at the Table 2, which will be for entrepreneurs. But the first book was specifically targeted at women lawyers. And I discovered after people started reading it that the best feedback I got from people was neither from women nor from lawyers. And it's because it's about the systematic approach to how do you develop business? How do you get clients? You got to develop a personal relationship. You've got to have something that they want. You can't just sell something. You got to have something they need. But because this process was fun and it was interesting, I decided I was really interested in doing something more creative. I mean, it's great to tell people how to go about developing a relationship and taking care of it and making sure that you get credit for it at your business, whether you're a lawyer or you're an electrician. But to create something that inspires someone and makes them creative, that's an entirely different process. And that's been so much fun. So I've called on my English training. Each one of the books comes from a different literary tradition. So the first one, for example, Quest of a Frog, where Lily turns into a frog because she's a minute older than her brother, um, is really a traditional fairy tale. The second one, Quest for a Princess, or Quest of a Princess, is based on the Arabian Nights. The third one is Irish fairy tales. The fourth one is a combination of Norse mythology and The Wizard of Oz. And then this fifth one calls on the Beowulf tradition. And for those of you who were English majors, and my hair refuses to behave, so I it apparently
All right.
has a mind of its own today. But this current book is Beowulf, and it goes into very traditional thematic issues that adults will recognize, children will like,
Yeah.
but they're designed to both encourage creativity and give some grounding in some very traditional literary thoughts and themes.
Yeah. So today we are, and I'm going to put up a banner today for anybody watching. If you have an Amazon Prime account, or you have Kindle, please right now go and if somebody would type this link in for us, go to charlafrost.com/launch, and that will automatically redirect you to the Amazon page for the Kindle. It's only 99 cents today for launch day. So if you could go grab a copy of it, and here's the thing, the goal is to get Charla to number 1 on Amazon with the Kindle. And if you'll grab a copy of it and invest a whole dollar, dollar, it's probably $1 and a few pennies after taxes, but if you would invest in this and then just open up your Kindle app on your phone and go to your library and download the book so it counts as a sale for Charlotte today. Charlotte, you are one of the most amazing people in the world. I mean, literally in the world to me. I think you're just incredible. And I mean, here you are. You had a very successful career. Let's just be real about it. As a lawyer, and you're now writing these children's books that are just filled with the stories inside these books and the way that you have weaved the characters in and out, and it's just it's unbelievable, quite frankly.
Well, I appreciate that. I had great training. You know, the English department at Southeastern Oklahoma State University, uh, which was actually the feeding ground for the English department at SMU. If you couldn't do really well at SMU, they shipped you to Southeastern for a couple of years, and then you could come back. But
Right.
the great Billy Letts, who some of your listeners will be familiar with, who wrote Honk and Holler Coming Soon and several other prize-winning books, and was the mother of Tracy Letts of August Osage County fame. She was one of my mentors. Her husband was my creative writing professor in college. So
Mm,
I didn't get to take children's literature in college because I wasn't an English ed major. I would have loved
okay.
to have taken it, but I was a straight English major, so I didn't get to take that. But I've tried to make up for that with the books.
You have definitely made up for that with the books. So what is your goal with this whole thing?
Well,
What's your ultimate goal with writing these amazing books that you're doing?
there will be a total of 7 in the series. This is number 5. I've pretty much finished the manuscript for number 6,
Yeah.
and it will come out in March. The great Jim Cathcart suggested that I always launch these frog books on Frog Day. So
Yeah.
today is American Frog Day. So
It
in
is.
addition to spending 99 cents on my book, I suggest everyone go and Google or use whatever search engine you use to check out American Frog Day, because we need to protect our American frogs. March is
Yes.
International Frog Day. And again, there is an entire ecosystem for protecting frogs around the world. And we will do number 6 in March, and then next year, number 7, when the kids get home to Frogville. Because these stories are about uh, development. As I tell people, every girl turns into a frog when she's 13. 13 really sucks if you're a female. Probably sucks if you're a boy, but it certainly does if you're a girl. And these books explore some of the concepts of maturation and development and friendship and disappointments and dealing with family issues. And in book 2, it's really focused on sibling rivalry, because Crocus was supposed to turn into a frog because all the boys did that, except since he was a twin and Lily was older, he doesn't get to be a frog. Doesn't have to be a frog, is the way he should have looked at it. But it made him jealous. And so we explore the issues of how do you deal with sibling rivalry, and how does that resolve, and what is involved with friendship and fulfillment of promises and things of that nature. These are very wholesome books. There's no sex, so disappointment for those of you who are looking for something really titillating and exciting. Uh, violence is fantasy violence. So yes, we kill off a couple of creatures. We got to kill a dragon here and there. Uh,
Right.
but
Right. So that's the extent of the violence. And I'm just gonna be honest, I think most people wouldn't mind killing a dragon had if it were attacking them or their family. So
yeah, every
um
now and again, it's okay to kill a dragon. That is a worthy cause. But
right.
we have that the language which is sophisticated. One of my friends told me that the words were just way too big for kids, but they are designed to develop vocabulary,
Yeah.
and they're designed to get people to think. And some of my best and most devoted readers are kids who are in their 80s. I ran into
Yeah.
a customer over the weekend and he fussed at me. He said that he was a book behind and now I had a second book out. So he was going to have to buy both of them, and he reads them and then gives them to his sisters.
Wow. That is
I thought it
so
was so
cool. So let me ask you this. And listen, anybody watching, if you have connections to libraries, and by the way, stick around because we do have a really cool surprise that we're going to announce here in a second. But if you have connections to libraries, or elementary schools, and I guess elementary would be the maybe up to middle school or junior
yeah.
high. Yeah, for sure. But we would love to get these books into the libraries across the nation. Would be so cool. So anybody that follows me or knows me or follows Charlotte, if you have any connections, please reach out to me, so we can do that. But so question, random, really random. Frogville is a real place.
It is, yes,
Okay.
Frogville, Oklahoma, and
Yeah.
I actually have a couple of funny stories about that. I worked with an older lawyer in Houston for a number of years. He was sort of our team leader for one of my clients, and when I would go home to see my parents, I would put an out of office that said, "I'll be in Frogville, call you when I get back." And he called me one day and he said, "Stop putting that on your out of office. There's no such place." So I went online and found the USDA GPS location for Frogville because there's a weather station there, and sent it to him. And he never said that to me again.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, so what is the origination of the town name? Are there just frogs everywhere?
Well, the rumor is, or the tale is, and I'm not sure which is which, that in the early 1900s, when that area was first inhabited,
Yeah.
uh, that there were so many frogs they could eat the ducks. I think that's highly unlikely, but but that has been the name. Frogville is and was a farming area, and it has had significant depopulation like most rural areas over the last 50 years or so, but it was a farming area, and after the Eisenhower agricultural bill, which really affected rural agriculture, we lost a tremendous number of local inhabitants. And I'm sorry
Mm.
that Abhijit thinks that my green color sucks, but I like the
I,
green because it stands for the frogs. So
I'm trying to figure out why those comments are even showing up, and I'm trying to get rid of
that's,
that. But
I'm glad
yeah,
Mandy and I like it, so it's okay.
yes,
Lily would approve.
that's right.
Yeah.
Object can go away. So first off, I think that and I'm using a new program. So while I'm interviewing Charla, I'm really trying to navigate the controls at the same time. But so with I was going to ask you something about Frogville. My goodness. Anyway, I forget because that comment's got me. Yes,
That's okay.
and
I actually have a different Frogville story. When I was in college, I was nominated for a Rhodes Scholarship. Didn't get it, but at least I got nominated, so that was kinda cool. And
right.
as part of that process, I had the opportunity to meet Carl Albert, who some of you on here may remember was the Speaker of the House of Representatives for a period of time. He was known as the Little Giant from Little Dixie. He was a little tiny guy, uh,
Wow.
but incredibly powerful. And I got to meet him and talk to him. He had been a Rhodes Scholar, and he asked me where I was from. And I said, well, I was from a little place in southeastern Oklahoma. And he said, no, 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 no. Where are you from? And I said, well, I'm from Frogville. And he said, you should tell everyone you ever meet that you're from Frogville. I, for example, am from Bug Tussle. And he told everyone he was from Bug Tussle. He said,
Wow.
no one will remember you or your name, but they'll remember that little girl from Frogville. And it was some of the best business advice I ever got from anyone. And when I got ready to write children's stories, it was just a natural, if you've got Frogville, it's kind of like the ruby slippers. If you got the ruby slippers, you use the ruby slippers. So
Yep.
it was a natural thing to use.
Yes, that's amazing. So I want to make our special announcement too. What Charlotte is doing is she is now this is just for today. Anyone who goes to the link right here um on this that you see on the screen, if my wife would pop that into the comments again, that would be awesome. But if you go to charlottefrost.com/launch, that'll take you directly to the Kindle version on Amazon. For today, it is only 99 cents to purchase the Kindle version. After you purchase it, please open it so we can accomplish this goal. If you'll open it on your Kindle app, then it counts as a sale for the day, and we can get Charlotte to number one on Amazon Kindle with this book today. So hold on, I think Jill put it in there. Yeah, it's up on
Right?
screen. So thank you for that, Jill. And here's what Charlotte's doing, and you're gonna have to email me. But Charlotte is gonna randomly choose 5 people, right? Five? Did we say five? Five.
Just five.
5 people. If you email me your receipt on for that you from your 99-cent purchase, I know it's going to set you back. But if you email me the receipt, and here's my email address, it's ken@clientsi.com. If you email me a copy of the receipt, Charlotte is going to randomly choose 5 people to send a free autographed copy of the hardback version of the book. Is that right? Did I get that right?
That's correct. Yes, and
Good.
the wonderful Carol Faldette at the printer in
Yep.
Dallas is
Yep.
printing away as we speak, so
Yep.
we will have
Yep.
hard copies available.
We will. Very soon. You will have to allow a little bit of time for shipping and handling, as they would say. But I would say in the next couple of weeks, you should have your copy of the signed copy of the book. And again, it's going to be random. Jill, please put the link in there again.
It's scrolling at the bottom.
I know, but I'm trying to get rid of other comments that are popping up automatically that I can't seem to figure out how to turn that off. I like,
That's the issue with new software. It's okay.
yeah. I'm telling you, I'm in the background, like going, okay, how do I get rid of that thing automatically popping up? Hold it. Is this it? Let's see. No, I don't know. Nope, that's not it. I'm trying to do too many things at once. All right, so Charla's going to randomly pick 5 people that email me a copy of the receipt, ken@clientsi.com. You're going to get it entered into a pool of people. 5 of you will receive a free autographed signed copy of the book Frogville Quest for a King, the 5th book in the series. And that will be random, and it will be later today or this evening that she chooses those, and then we'll go live and make an announcement of who the winners are, or something. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that. But Charlotte, so the exciting metropolis of Frogville is real, and it is in the great state of Oklahoma, and you are probably the biggest celebrity in Frogville now.
Possibly. Yeah.
I mean, is
You
there
know,
anybody else writing about Frogville?
no, it is a small population, so
Right.
big frog in a small pond. How's that?
Yeah, that is so funny. But so everybody, please go to charlottefrost.com/launch and grab a copy. It's 99 cents. Please go grab a copy, and let's get this thing to number 1 on Amazon. Let's get it there. We can do it, and we can do it right now. Let's get it to number 1. And anybody that gets a copy of it, email a screenshot of the receipt of your purchase to ken@clientsi.com, and you'll be entered into the chance to win one of 5 signed copies that Charlotte's going to send out for free. So Charlotte, talk about some of the other things that you've got coming up with, and I want to show
Well, like I said, there will be 2 more books in the series after this one. This one is particularly fun because Lily and Burrhead. Burrhead is Crocus's best friend. Go to find a way to get him out of the dungeon, and they are successful in getting him out of the dungeon. And to do that, they have to find a way to capture Grendel. And for those of you who remember Beowulf, Grendel is the really nasty ogre, and in this book, he has been terrorizing King Stephen's court. So the kids managed to catch the ogre and save the court. But there's a twist because the king isn't really reliable. There's a reason why he's the father of the prince who has been the bad guy in all of the previous books. So then they have to do a second thing. They have to go and retrieve something from a dragon that has been stolen. So it's the hero's journey, but it's a second hero's journey. So they've done all of that, and they are on their way home. And in 6, well, there's a difficulty in getting home. And Lily is going to find herself alone. And in all the other books, Lily has had a companion. She's had her brother. She's had a best friend. She's had a something. And as is true anytime in the evolution of a person, there comes a time when you're on your own and you
yeah.
have to figure out how to do things and how to cope. So that'll be book 6. And then on book 7, she reunites with the boys. And the boys have been on a quest of their own. The difficulty has separated them. She has been somewhere, they have been somewhere. And in 7, they will come back together, find a way to solve their problem, and ultimately get back to Frogville, which is where they're from.
So amazing how you put this whole story together. It's just incredible. So everybody, I'm gonna say it again. I know I'm repeating myself, but I would love it if you would help us get Charla to number one by investing $1. Go to the link scrolling across the screen. My wife has put it in the comments as well, which is charlafrost.com/launch. And that will take you over to the Kindle version. Grab your copy, 99 cents for today only. And then, then go to the Kindle app on your phone and or your Kindle device and make sure you click on it and download it so it's there. Once you've done that, email a copy of your receipt, your purchase, to ken@clientsi.com. That's my email address. If you email a copy of that, then Charla is going to randomly select 5 people out of the pool of people that grab a copy of it. She's going to select 5 people and send them a free hardback copy signed by her, the author, and to 5 people randomly. Am I getting that right, Charla?
You're getting that right. Yeah, that will be fun.
That
Uh,
will be fun.
I have learned a lot from signing books. One of the things they don't teach you in How to Write a Book School is that autographs can be very complicated because everyone spells their name differently. So I learned very quickly. I hand people a little piece of paper and say, write your name down. So I
Yeah.
can then copy it and make sure that I get the name correct.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how challenging that was. But that's been fun. I will have books that we do a Christmas market at Fort Towson, which is the closest little town to Frogville in Oklahoma. And it's
Mm-hmm.
where I went to school. I went to 12 years when I was riding that school bus for 12 years. That's where I was
Right.
going. And so I will have a booth at the Christmas market and can sign books there as well.
Yeah.
And Joe, it is good to see you. I loved your business book. So I hope that you get some inspiration from my children's book. Not quite
Yes.
the same genre, but still, it's kind of fun.
Joe does not realize that you're a big supporter of his, probably, but he needs to know.
Yeah.
So, and Joe, no, we will not be starting over. Just so
But
you
you
know.
can watch it later in replay. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So please share this out. And if you would go today, for today only, it's 99 cents for the Kindle version. Please go click on or go over to the web address charlafrost.com/launch and grab a copy. It'll take you right over to the Kindle version. Grab a copy and then open up your Kindle app and download the book so we can get this thing to number one today for Charla. And thank you to everybody who's been watching and everybody who's shared. I saw Mandy Robinson and a lot of people have shared this out. Jill, my wife, has shared it out. So thank you for sharing this. And Charlotte, do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share with everybody about this?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we are missing currently is we don't give kids the opportunity to be a kid. And that was one of the things that I was thinking about when I was doing the books. I always loved fairy tales and fantasy because they gave me the opportunity to escape. So when I talk about the fact that these books are wholesome, That's kind of what I have in mind. We really ought to give kids the opportunity to be kids. I don't have children, but I have neighbors with kids. I have cousins, and I think that it's unfortunate that we don't let children have the opportunity to just have fun. Things don't have to be serious. They can learn through reading without having to have a significant philosophical point. You know, one of the beautiful things about classic children's literature is it has endured all this time because the themes are consistent and they help us learn sort of basic tenets of how to be a human being. And that's something that I was striving for with these books. Whether I've accomplished it or not kind of remains to be seen. But I've done a couple of presentations. I did a second grade class at Fort Towson a couple of years ago with the first book. And those kids were so much fun. The teacher had read the books to them, and they had great ideas for me for things to include in the next book. I have not yet been able to work a rocket launcher into the series, but that was high on the list of requested items. Still, they enjoyed the books, they enjoyed the
Right.
stories. And the group that I talked to last spring, was at the Hugo Public Schools, those kids were lovely. And I was amazed at how much they understood of the language and those complicated words that my friend complained about. I would ask them if they knew what those words were. And kids are smarter these days than they were when I was a kid. They are certainly smarter than I was as a kid. Uh,
Sure. They
their
are.
grasp of
It's
the
crazy.
vocabulary and their understanding of structure for books and what chapters meant and what characters mean and so on was really fascinating to me. For
Yeah.
all that public schools get a bad rap these days, I was really impressed with both sets of those kids and both sets of their teachers because they had a very sophisticated understanding of books and language and vocabulary. So that gives me great hope for those kids going forward. And you know, it's fun to provide something that might contribute to that.
Yes, I agree. I think it's amazing. So we've got, I mean, with all the insanity going on in our world right now, I think that something of this nature for for children. I mean, there's so much. I don't want to get political, but there's a lot of junk out there. We'll just say that there's a lot of junk,
Mhm.
and unfortunately in some of the school systems too. And I think that a book series of this nature that can let a child's imagination really run wild and learn the importance of friendship, and like you said, the follow through and the doing what you say you're going to do, and all of the stuff that you are underlying messages in your books. I think it's so daggone important. I
Yeah,
just think it's so important.
the importance of family, the importance of friendship, uh, the ability to work with people who are different than you, that
Yeah.
you may not have been familiar with before you find yourself in shared circumstances. All of those are thematic issues that I think are important to reinforce. They're important to reinforce for adults, for Pete's sake,
Yeah,
certainly,
sure.
for children.
Yeah.
But that has been part of the underlying concept in terms of what I was producing and what my goals were.
Yeah. Well, Charlotte, I am so grateful for you. And remember, everybody watching, please go grab a copy of the book. It's 99 cents. It's go to charlottefrost.com/launch. Grab a copy of the book today. and then open it in your Kindle app so it counts as a sale for her today, so we can get this thing to number one. And for 5 lucky people that do go purchase the book, all you have to do is send a copy of your receipt to my email address, and Charlotte's going to send 5 randomly. She's going to pick 5 random people. You're going to get a copy of the book signed by her. And if you just send your receipt to ken@clientsi.com, she's going to randomly pick 5 of you from the list of you that send that over. And you'll get a free hardback copy of it signed by Charlotte. So I think it's a pretty cool deal. So, Charlotte, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you being on here today. My apologies for not knowing how to hide those auto comments. I got to figure that out. I don't know why it's doing that. Didn't know that, but so thank you very, very much. Everybody go look. I'm going to show all of the books. Go to charlottefrost.com/launch, grab a copy of the book, and let's rocket this thing up to number one and help Charlotte get this to number one today. And again, if you once you buy a copy of the Kindle, just do a screenshot of the receipt and email it to ken@clientsi.com. If you email that over, Charlotte's going to randomly select 5 of you to receive a copy of the book, and she's going to sign it, and you get a free copy of the hardback version of the book once she has those in hand from the printer. And you're gonna love it. It's an amazing book. So go grab a copy of the Kindle version today at charlottefrost.com/launch. That redirects you directly over to the Kindle version of this book.
Yeah, and I hope that once you read it, that you will also take a moment and leave a review on Amazon. Uh,
Yes.
and for I don't understand Amazon algorithms. I guess if I did, I would be making money on Amazon and not writing children's books. But if you have read it and you enjoyed it, please leave a review.
Yeah.
The they make me feel good, frankly,
Yeah.
but they're also important in terms of how Amazon does whatever it is that they do to suggest to people who don't know me that they
Yes.
might be interested in buying my book. And that's true of all books. If you buy a book on Amazon and you
Yep.
like it, go in and leave a review, because that's really important to the authors, and
Yep.
that drives how they market them for you,
Yeah.
because you can't really do a lot of marketing for yourself on Amazon, but Amazon will do it for you if they think it's worth their while. So
That's right.
reviews are important, but not
Yep.
just for me. I really want them for me, but not just for me. If you read something that you've bought off Amazon and you like it, leave a review. It's meaningful for the author.
I totally agree with that. So I'm gonna at the end of this, I'm gonna play Charlotte's speaker reel video because she is an amazing, powerful speaker. And just so you know, when it comes to the review thing, let me explain something to you. I'm Charlotte's publisher, and I'm very, very grateful to be your publisher. And I want everybody to know that on the back of the book, there was on the back of this book, there is a quote from Lori Zapata, who wrote and I'm going to pop this up on. She's on the back of the book is we selected it from the reviews that were left on Amazon. And I went over, I looked at the reviews and I said, "Hey, this is a great review from Lori. What do you think about asking her if we can put that on the back of the book?" So you never know where your review could end up. It could end up on the back of a book with your name on there that Charla wrote. You never know. So go leave a nice review. Now, if it's a bad review, that's not nice. I'm kidding. Just go leave a nice review, and you never know what could happen. Let's see what Darlene just said here. Um, Children's book. I will let my two girls know they're homeschooling and they're ordering books all the time for my grandkids to read. Oh, that's so awesome, Darlene. Yes, 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 and yes, definitely.
Yes,
Um,
thank you, Darlene. I think your
yeah,
kid these books are designed for 7 and up to read.
yeah,
Parents and teachers have read them to children who are younger, and the children are able to understand them.
yeah,
Younger than 7, they're probably not able to read them by themselves unless they're an
right.
accelerated reader, and some kids are, particularly some of the homeschool kids. But I think they'd really enjoy these. They're just fun.
Well, and like Lori Zapata said, it's for. I mean, if you like to get into really, really good stories, these are really, really good stories. So it could be for anybody, quite frankly. Like Charla said, some of her top fans are in their 80s. so
That one's
definitely
not even a relative, so, that's even better.
that's awesome. So go to charlafrost.com/launch, LAUNCH, and grab a copy. It'll redirect you over to the Kindle. Grab a copy of the Kindle version, download it to go open up your Kindle afterwards and click on her book and download it to your device. And let's get her to number one. Help us get Charlotte to number one today by doing these things. And if you would also share this video out, no matter what social media platform you're on, please share this out so we can help Charla and help. Look, you're going to bring some reading joy to a lot of kids, and it's good, clean, wholesome stuff that's not filled with some of the garbage we see in today's world. So it's this really, really fun stuff. So, Charlotte, thank you for jumping on with me today. By the way, everybody, we'll be over on Amazon Live later on today at 4 o'clock Central Time, and we'll be talking about the book on there as well. But, Charlotte, is there anything else?
You mentioned, that you're gonna show my speaker reel. I guess
I
I
am.
would be derelict if I didn't mention that in addition to writing, and I still do a small amount of legal work, but, I also am a keynote speaker. So I've been having fun with that. I've never understood those people who get stage fright. I guess I was born without that. So I enjoy speaking, and I enjoy the opportunity to come and talk to people, whether it's about the children's books or about business resiliency, which
Right.
is a whole different topic for a different day. Or I do training related to that first book that I did, Power at the Table. How do you get clients? How do you keep clients? How do you get some credit for that where you're working? So
Yeah.
that's my other project. That's been fun too.
Charlotte is so talented. So please just hang on a minute. Please go to charlafrost.com/launch. Grab a copy of the book. It's 99 cents for today on Kindle. And then open up your Kindle app and click it and download it to your Kindle. or your device. And let's help her get to number one today. Please go grab a copy of that. We are literally begging for dollars. We're begging for a dollar bill, $1 bill. I'm kidding. Just please help her out today. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to everyone who went and purchased a copy. If you did purchase a copy on Kindle, please screenshot the receipt, email it to me at ken@clientsi.com, and you'll be entered into a pool. She's going to pick 5 people to send a free hardback copy of the book to, and it'll be signed by Charla, and you're going to absolutely love it. The hardback copies are they're amazing. So go grab a copy of the Kindle version today by going to charlafrost.com/launch, and let's get this thing to number one on Amazon. And Charlotte, thank you so much. I'm gonna play Charlotte's speaker reel now. Stick around and watch it. It's really, really powerful. It's like 3 minutes and some change to watch. It's a great, great, great speaker reel. So thank you so much. Thank you so
Ken.
much.
I appreciate the help, and I appreciate your time this morning. And thank you to all of you who have bought copies already and are sharing this out. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And look, Darlene's even going to get her grandkids on it. So that's so awesome. Thank you, Darlene. So awesome. We love you all. Check out Charlotte's speaker reel here, and we will see you guys this afternoon, 4:00 Central. We'll be over on Amazon Live talking about the book again. So thank you all so much, and we will see you soon. Charlotte, thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Kim.
All right.
Let me tell you a little bit about my learning experience, and I'll finish up by telling you who I am, because that's not really the important part. The important part is, let's talk about what I have done that has made me who I am. But another part of the book, and one of the points of the book, is that true love isn't necessarily romantic love. So what we find with friendship, because friendship is very important, is that friendship can give you the same kind of true love that a romantic love can. So you don't really have to spend all of your life looking for Prince Charming. Stops against the company. So we go do that, and then my partner and I go back to the office and lay off everyone who works for us, because we are what they call a captive law firm. We really had one client, and we had all these great people who worked for us, but we no longer had money. So the good news was we had paid them on Friday, so everybody had been paid. But as of Monday morning at 9 o'clock, we had no reasonable expectation of being able to pay them again. And I was chosen along with 2 of my colleagues, one from New York the first year, one from Denver the first year and the second year. The third year, it was me, the guy from Denver, and a pair of younger lawyers. So considering how many lawyers there are in the United States, that was a big deal. That was very exciting and very gratifying.